What if somebody did discover letters from Jesus? Would you be excited? Would you read them? Well, of course you would. They're letters from Jesus. How often do you get mail from the Son of God? How might the world react to such a discovery? I ask because we do, in fact, have 7 lost letters from Jesus. They've been hidden in plain sight for 2,000 years. I'm referring to Christ's letters to the 7 churches, which are recorded in the book of Revelation. Now, I call them lost because many people don't know that Jesus sent 7 letters, and those who do tend to leave them buried and unread in the back of their Bibles. It's a miracle that these letters from Jesus have survived. They've outlasted the language in which they're written and the cities to which they were sent. In the intervening centuries, empires have risen and fallen. Civilizations have come and gone. The letters from Jesus have come to us via a long chain of scribes, copyists, archivists, translators, editors, and publishers. And we're blessed to have these letters. But some of their meaning has been lost in translation. How do I know? Because those who love Christ fear his letters. They see Jesus with burning eyes and sharp words, and they don't recognize him. The Jesus in the Gospels drew people with grace, but the Jesus in these letters seems like Rambo on a rampage. Something doesn't add up. What happened to Jesus? Many people dismiss the 7 Revelation letters as too hard or too strange or too scary. From time to time, they may hear a sermon or a teaching on one of the letters, and while the message may give a measure of joy, it also leaves them confused and anxious. Did Jesus really say that? Take the letter to the Laodiceans. In it, Jesus says the Laodiceans are lukewarm and poor, and he's about to vomit them up. What does Jesus have against poor people, you wonder? And how do I avoid being spewed out? In the letter to Sardis, Jesus describes himself as a thief. Jesus is a thief. And in the letter to Pergamum, he says he's coming to wage war with a sword. With a what now? In the letter to Thyatira, Jesus says he'll cast a certain lady into a bed of suffering and slay her children with death. Has Jesus gone rogue? Has he joined the dark side? In our confusion, we turn to religion for answers and learn that sometimes the Lord directs his anger against his church. If he punishes us, it's for our own good. So he loves us, but he also beats us? Well, hallelujah. We're told that the letters contain a mix of praises and rebukes. Do good, and God will reward you. But do bad, and the Lord will punish you. In other words, God drives us like donkeys, using sticks and carrots. Hee-haw. And how are we supposed to respond to these letters? Religion offers an unequivocal answer. Work harder for the Lord. The Ephesians slacked off, while the Laodiceans cooled off. You best lift your game, or you'll be cast off. I don't know about you, but none of this sounds like good news to me. In fact, it sounds exactly like the sort of message that leaves people burdened with debilitating guilt and shame. I have a different take on these letters from Jesus. Contrary to what you may have heard, I believe they're good news from start to finish. They're 7 unqualified revelations of the extreme goodness and radical favor of God. Man-made religion hurts people, but the gospel of Jesus, found in these letters, has the power to save, heal, and deliver. And I'm not just saying that because I want you to read my book. I know for a fact that these letters from Jesus can change your life. They certainly changed mine.